What if I told you that the reason why you aren't getting results in your business life, in your dating life, whatever avenue it is you're going down, is because of a very small thing which you overlook every single day? What if I told you that with a few simple changes, you would be instantly more respected, instantly more confident, you would see a massive increase in your results with women, in business, your ability to network, friendships, literally every avenue in life? Would you believe me? Most people would say no, but these are the same people who doubt their ability to improve. When I was younger, I became obsessed with this stuff. I wanted to be the most respected guy. I wanted everybody to look up to me. I wanted all the girls to fancy me. I wanted everybody to like me. And I became obsessed with working out what it is that would make me that guy. Now, fast forward 10 years, I've pretty much figured that shit out. And you can probably relate. If you're a young guy especially, you probably sit and fantasize, as I did, about people liking you, fancying you, wanting to fuck you, basically. This is normal. Humans want validation. We want to be gratified by the people around us. But very few of us actually achieve that on a deep level, and very few of us don't understand how to actually achieve that. Some people will naturally get it, and it will just happen to them without them even realizing. Most people will never figure this shit out, and some people, a very small percentage, will actually do the work required to discover what it is that makes them, to discover what it is that gives them this result or this reaction. If you've watched my previous video, you would have seen that was all about body language and how to be respected, and this kind of ties into this. I was gonna actually include them as one video, but that would have been like a 1 hour long video, and nobody wants to sit and watch a 1 hour long video. So this is why it's its own separate video. I did have a script. I have a script in front of me, but I'm actually winging this right now, so you're getting my full authentic self. So if you haven't guessed or worked out what it is yet, the secret formula, the secret sauce, the secret key is actually your speech. Now, speech and communication is something that I struggled with most throughout my entire life. Now, coming from a place of being very awkward, very shy, insecure, low self-esteem, speech was the thing that I struggled with the most. I was able to fake the body language. I was in good shape. I got the regular haircut, so I was able to fake the presentation of a confident person, but my actual speech was horrendous. I could seem like the most confident person ever, but then when it came to actually talking to a girl especially, I would literally be like, which of course, you know, looking the part, walking the part will get your foot in the door and will give you that instant respect, but it won't take you any further than that, which is why I often had girls that would find me attractive, be interested, but I could never escalate and take it any further. There was so many fucking opportunities that I missed out with girls because they were initially interested in me because they thought I looked good, whatever, but I did not know what to say, how to say it. I physically couldn't speak. I remember in class sometimes I would be asked a question and I would literally say, it doesn't matter. Imagine how embarrassing that is as a young guy. You might have even experienced that. Fuck me. So fast forward a few years and I feel like my speech impediment that wasn't really a speech impediment has gone. It was really just a confidence thing where I didn't feel confident enough to actually be able to get the words out of my mouth. But trust me when I say this, your ability to articulate yourself, your ability to communicate effectively will get you into many places. It will open many doors and many legs if that is your goal. So when it comes to speech, it can be broken down into several things which make up good speech, bad speech, blah blah blah, which again you probably have never actually considered. When I say these things, they might make sense to you, but you've probably never actually sat and thought, oh, if I do this, it will get this reaction. If I do this, it will get that reaction. But again, if you have any ambition or any goals whatsoever as a man or a woman, if you're watching this, you must master these things because you will not be taken seriously if you don't. Often the difference between a viral video and a not viral video on my social media is the way I talk. Some days I'll be tired. Some days I won't project my voice. Some days I'll sound a little bit soft. That's the difference between my video getting positive response and a negative response because, for example, if I speak like this, hi guys, welcome to my video, I sound very unsure of myself. I don't sound like the authority. Whereas when I'm talking like this, watch my fucking video, you'll think I know what I'm talking about. So let's go. First thing is speed. Now speed is very important, especially as someone in the UK. I feel like we generally speak very fast. If you're watching this in the US, probably can't relate because you guys seem to speak very slowly. But speed is very important because especially in the context of a date, you want to be able to speak slowly because being able to speak slowly is how you'll escalate. Now don't get too turned on. I know you've got a hard on right now, but that right there is, I've just demonstrated exactly one of the ways in which you would be able to sexually escalate through the speed of your voice. If you speak like a corporate businessman and you speak very fast, you people won't take you seriously, but even then, I'm picturing a corporate businessman. He probably speaks like this, very slowly, very confidently, at ease, the authority, listen to me. So stop speaking so fast. This was one of my big issues where I actually did journalism at uni, so we did like radio shows, TV shows, and we had to obviously speak over the microphone. I could not slow my voice down to save my fucking life. I don't know why. It was like some confidence thing where I would just blurt out the news bulletin, whereas now I can really slow down my voice. I can really manipulate my voice. Sounds a bit zesty that, but yeah, you get the idea. Next big thing is your tonality. Now, tone is probably equally as important. I used to be monotone or high-pitched. I really couldn't control my tone for several reasons, which we'll get into as well. Because if you talk like this, do you think anyone's gonna respect you? When you are talking, if the end of every sentence you have, if it goes up in tone, which is called an inflection, if I go, hello, I sound like a bitch, you're not gonna take me seriously. A girl's not gonna find me attractive. She's not gonna respect me. So what should you do? Your tone of voice should only ever be neutral, or it should go down. The only people who you should have an upward tone of voice with really is children, because you don't want to scare them. That's why people do like baby talk and kid talk, hi, or dog talk. They do it with fucking pets as well. It's nice, it's soft. But if you do it with anybody other than children, animals, I think my SD card's about to die. I can't tell. Let's keep going. I guarantee they won't respect you if you use that tone of voice. So master the art of hello, how you doing, things like that. Nice to meet you, not nice to meet you. Most people will do this and not even realize. You'll especially do this when you're intimidated by somebody, whether it's a guy or a girl. If somebody's in your presence who you're actually scared of, you will naturally go, hi, you okay? That's a form of submission. You are literally submitting to them because you're scared they're gonna kick the fuck out of you. But don't stand your ground. They will respect you more. They're more likely to bully you if they hear this tone of your voice. And like I said before there, how you would sexually escalate in a conversation is through your tone of voice as well as your eye contact, body language. The example that I gave before there, when I was slowing down my speech, I was smirking slightly, I was using that kind of seductive tone of voice. That is what will help you to escalate, is breathing. Now, none of this stuff that I'm teaching you will work if you don't learn how to breathe properly. Now, breathe properly? Matthew, what the fuck do you mean? I know how to breathe. I've been doing it my entire life. No, you fucking don't. You don't know how to breathe, because most people do this. They breathe through their chest, very short, very shallow. You should breathe through your balls. You should breathe in through your stomach. And if you go to the gym, you'll know this, because when you brace for a big lift, bench, deadlift, squat, you're bracing through your stomach. Your stomach should literally expand and come out when you're breathing, because you can draw in a much deeper breath, which makes your voice sound much deeper. Whereas if you breathe from up here, it sounds very breathless, high-pitched, sounds like a girl. Pauses, you will use these in use of filler words, so I'm still guilty for this. Instead of saying, I just think, like this, like that. If you want to be taken seriously, you have to cut this shit out, because people will not take you seriously if you are speaking like this, like think like this, I just like think like that, and like, people won't take you seriously. So become conscious of it, eliminate that shit. The next thing is minimizing language. This one's a bit more subtle, but I guarantee this is things like self-deprecation, putting yourself down. There is no reason to ever self-deprecate, even when you're joking. I know it might seem funny, it's not really funny. Don't ever put yourself down, because again, like I've said in previous videos, you are literally communicating to your subconscious that I'm a low value person, I'm not worthy of their respect, I'm not worthy of being confident, blah blah blah. And your subconscious will take that and it will manifest through your conscious, and you will then feel like shit. The last thing I want to touch on is disagreeableness. Now, a lot of what I'm teaching here and talking about, i.e. the tone of your voice, the pauses, the way you slow down, a lot of it relates to disagreeability. Now, if you don't know what these are, you have a scale. So you have, say, agreeability over here, disagreeability. So basically, the more agreeable you are, the more you agree with things, the more you go along with things, the less you stand up for yourself, the less assertive you are. Whereas if you're very disagreeable, you're very skeptical, you disagree with people, you're not afraid to put your opinions forward, you're not afraid to think for yourself, which is essentially what you should become, because the people who are respected the most are the people who are disagreeable. You must become disagreeable with everybody. Basically, you must polarize. And the reason this ties into everything that I've been saying is because somebody who is able to slow down their speech, use an intentional tone of voice, not use filler words, that is somebody who obviously takes pride in who they are, the way they speak, the way they present themselves. So by default and by virtue of that, they must be disagreeable, because they mustn't care too much about how people will perceive them. The reason why most people won't put the effort in to learn this stuff is because they're afraid people will judge them. They're afraid if they talk like this, or if they manipulate their tone a bit, they're afraid that people will look at them differently or look at them weirdly. They probably will, but let them, because it's only the people who are actually around you that will do this. The people who you don't know, the people who you want to get to know, the people who you want in your life, they will only respect you more for doing this. business. That is everything. So if you can master these things that I've just went over, and it will take time, everybody you come into contact with will subconsciously respect you for doing so. Go watch my other videos, watch my other shit. If you want to learn more, then you can book a free one-to-one call where I go into this in depth, not on the free call, but if I decide to coach you, if you're a good fit, I will coach you. Thanks for watching. See you all later.